Yo, what up? This your man V from Fade and Phone. We back. I know it's been a while since you seen me. I've been busy. Working hard. I just finished up my album. It's done. I got one more track to get mixed. My man Diverze just dropped his album, and I'll show you the footage of when we talked while he was getting his haircut. I came back to the barbershop just to cut him for his album release. His album is fire. Go check it out. It's on Tidal. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. We jam it out in the shop, you know what I mean, most of the time. It's got a real smooth feel. I was very surprised. I had to do this intro before we get into the video because what happened is we recorded the video and I just shot it over to him to edit it because, again, I'm busy with a bunch of stuff. But I had to come back and talk to my Fade and Full fam on the YouTube page. So shout out to y'all. For those that are interested in my music, I started just turning on the camera in the studio. So I got 2 videos on my music page. Just type in VALED, the ruler, and it should show you on my music. I'm the king of the low budget videos. All my music videos are mad low budget. So the music is what's important. The music is fire. So check it out. After you check out this video with me and Diverze kicking it in the barbershop, I'm at 1 minute and 30 seconds. Yeah, let's sign off. This is V from Fade and Full. Subscribe. Make sure you like the page so you can keep seeing videos like this. Again, go over to my music page after this. And album coming soon. I don't have a title for it. We'll figure it out. All right? Peace.
Nice. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. This is it, man. Like, I really wasn't even, and my boy even yesterday, like, came through yesterday. He was like, bro, like, yo, I completely forgot it's tomorrow. Like, tomorrow, like, not in, like, you know, like, ignorant sense, but, like, bro, like, our week has been feeling like Wednesdays and Thursdays. It don't feel like a Friday, you know what I mean? Like, today, now it feels like a Friday, but yesterday it didn't feel like tomorrow was Friday, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird, It's a weird thing, man. But, now I'm prepared to just go forward. Now I'm like, it's been a blessing. I don't know. I mean, you got the camera going already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we rolling.
Well, I mean, I don't. It ain't nothing but a pre-fresh. But I mean, I pray something happens. It may not. It may. But
Hey, I think you're on the right track.
Right.
You dropped the album. You working the album.
Yeah.
Man, that's how the OGs did my book. That's how it's
like,
supposed to be done. You drop the album, work the album.
That's right. You know,
work
like
it until you ran it in the ground.
Yeah, that's
Start
it.
the next project.
Start the next. Yeah, that's and I'm blessed. I'm in a blessed situation because my EP is already done. My next EP, my project is already done. But
nice.
Like after this, it's gonna be an EP. It's 4 songs, might be 5, but it's just like it's a completely different sound than this. This is like jazzy, like neo soul. Like I'm on a whole different.
I like that.
Cause
that's why I like your album, dude.
I was shocked by that.
I like that.
What? Jazzy neo soul.
Oh, the next sound. Yeah, the next sound. But I couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't help it, man. It's in me, bro. Like I can't help it. My grandparents from the South, from Virginia, man.
There
Like
it is.
Like it's just it's in the aspect of like, do I remember where my roots were? Do I remember where I really started at? You know what I mean? Like,
true to yourself,
yeah, that's why I started hitting my aunts. Yo, where my baby pictures at? Where my, like, I need to see my roots. I need to see my core again. That's right. So, there's other blessings that have come along. I cried a lot last week for one day. It was in the morning. I woke up and I got a follow on Twitter from TDE. And yeah, man, and I'm just, it's a blessing because I have an artist that's related, or that is great best friends with Isaiah Rashad that's on, TDE. So I'm hoping something happens there. And then also another blessing of I used to be signed to a record label back at school called Syracuse University Recordings or whatever. We did it as a project. But during that time, that's when I opened up for Tiger. That's when I had a real music manager. My manager took care of me. I'm talking water, bottles, whatever. Everything, man. He held me down, man. Like even if it's just a talk at 2:00 in the morning, like the real, not just like I'm your manager if it's for projects. Like he actually cares, and we actually still great friends. My boy Mike, he does. During that time, we also had a great friend named Dylan, and Dylan went on to work for Glass Note Records, which is Childish Gambino's label. And my ex-manager was like, I'm submitting it over to Dylan. Like, I'm about to send it over to Glass Note. I'm like, what, man? Like, shit, bro. Like, this is, yeah, man. It's like, wow, dude. Like, this is bigger than I thought, because the whole time I'm thinking, man, I don't have money for promotion. I don't really have money for marketing right now. Like, how do I even do this? My boy was just like, bro, we'll figure all that out after. You know, like.
I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
That's one thing that that's one thing that makes me so invested in everything that you do, because I know that you bootstrapping it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and bootstrapping it regardless of what people say. Of course, you have your support, but it seems like the naysayers, they get kind of loud.
Right. Right.
Yeah. And I guess that's I call it noise reduction because in that aspect you quiet. The only way to, like, for instance, if you not even in comparison, but there's people that are from this city that are already on. How do you
talk about it?
How do you break past the noise of, yes, they put Buffalo on, but yes, they still want to remain in the forefront, that they're the main artist? How do you combat with that? Excuse me, and stay relevant? Yeah, exactly.
Well, you're in a whole different lane than them.
Right.
Which is needed. It's
totally
needed.
Different. Yeah,
It is needed. Man.
That's it. That's what I want artists to understand.
Yeah.
Because I'm performing at this festival Saturday, which my brothers are throwing. They throw it every year, Roller Doors. And last year was 400 or 500 people packed out. I'm talking about, I felt like I was in a movie from the time I walked in the door. Like, and they just honoring us because it's our brothers, you know, like, they wouldn't even start music without us. You know what I mean? Like, they were already doing music, rather, but we were all doing it as a group. This is before we even split as a group, and they decided to, you know, honor us and still have us every year and perform. Though we may not do a bunch of shows during the year, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm doing this show with artists that know who they are and understand that they're in a different lane. Yeah. I mean, understand that and are actually taking the abilities they have. Like, you know, like there's an amazing group called Freak the Mighty, and it's just like, yo, these young boys are nice. Like, it's one singer, one producer, one rapper. And these boys are killing it. You know what I mean? Like, everybody has, like, this specific aesthetic, and it's dope as hell, man. It's really dope, man.
Hey, I got a question, man.
Yes, sir.
What your album title it's an acronym, right?
Yeah, the album is WTFG, which basically means Where the Flowers Grow.
Got you.
And that's funny because the original name for the project was called The Mixtape Before the Mixtape. And I thought that was so fire at the time. And this is like when I first started 7 years ago. And I'm just like, yo, this is an amazing title because it really is what it is. So, to people that will hear this album is technically a mixtape. It's a mixtape. But in order to, in future contracts, if that ever happens, in order to correctly backdate this project, I had to name it an album. Because there's labels that, you know, like I think I shared in my story yesterday that Chance was talking about, well, labels were taking artist projects and calling them mixtapes, and they were allowing them to fulfill their contracts. Like, backhand, you know, dirty stuff. And it's just like, you know what, before that even happens, this is an album. This is not a mixtape. This is not an EP. This is an album. You know, so it, like, allowing it to count as that, you know. But the acronym, I didn't even have that title until The Mind on Tanishian Sands, which I believe is track 6. He sent me the hook. He was like, bro, here's the hook. Do it what you will. Have fun. This is an amazing song. I'm glad to be a part of it. And this is someone that, I'm telling you, I looked up to them. I'm doing like my daily jogs and playing their music. You know, they're famous as, you know, working with Mick Jenkins, Chance, No Name, Vic, all of the, you know, top names in Chicago. And this dude is, you know, messaging me personally. This dude is staying in contact, giving me his phone number, willing to let me fly him out to be in a video. Like, people that's willing to work for the dream, you know what I mean? And then he said, you know, in his hook, he said, I don't know where flowers grow. I think that's what he said. I don't know where flowers grow. And after that, I just used that, and I was like, yeah, that's the name of the album right there, man. Like, that's it. I was searching for so long, and he presented the title to me, and that was it, man.
That's dope, man.
Thank you, man.
Hey, you know you doing your thing, right?
Who, me?
Yeah, you're definitely doing your thing, man. You know,
I'm humble in the jungle, man.
Yeah, I hope you remain humble for this next statement that I'm about to make, man.
Okay.
Because you know, your big bro working on his own music and stuff, right?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm chilling at the house playing your album, You know, me and my lady, man.
Aw.
She told me, man, you know, I think Diverze is next.
Yo, lady said that to you?
Yeah, I'm like, I know he next, but hold on, man. Hold on. He's like, yeah, Diverze.
Yo.
Yeah, she's become a fan of you, bro.
Nice.
I don't understand.
Nice,
I don't know.
That's a hell of a compliment.
Yeah.
Hell
Nah,
of a
we
compliment.
be knocking you, man. We be knocking you. Like, when you be putting out your videos, spitting on the gram, like, y'all be like, yo, that's what I like to see it. I like to see it and hear it. That last one.
Oh, the last one. Yo, my ex loved that one too. She loved that one.
Yeah,
man.
that's what I did.
Yeah.
Is that the picture that you just posted with the girl? Is that your
Yeah,
ex?
that's her. That's my. Yeah, that's I pray to God that's my future queen. You know what I mean? Like,
So you still love her?
yeah, of course. I just told her this morning I love you. So much.
You better tell the camera you still
Yeah, I
love
love you, girl. I love you, girl. You know what I mean? But you know, it's just you know, as adults, you learn to grow. And with that statement, she's always told me these things, but I never accept that. Like when we watch, you know, videos of Childish Gambino performing or movies he's in or things he's doing, she's like, you know, that's gonna be you next, right? And I'm just like, nah, like you bugging. I mean, I get you gonna hype me because you my girl, but like, nah, like nah. I appreciate it though, you know what I mean? Like, but that's now that you say that. First of all, please tell her thank you very much. That from the bottom of my heart, because that means a lot to me. You know, like that means the world. That means the world. You know, because
she has good taste in music, man, and she's got a different ear than I do. Like I come from strictly hip hop ear. I'm appreciating you, of course, on a personal level.
Yeah, of course.
But you know, because I've been with the craft for a long time, so for her to come from, you know. She more into the strange music, tech.
And that's what I'm
like
saying.
You
That's love. That's love there. That's love, man. And that's really all I do it for. Like I told myself when I put this album out, I don't care if this joint, you know, like don't do no numbers. I don't care if no one plays it. Like I don't care if I'm the only person that plays it. You know what I mean? Like you know, when it gets to a point where you don't look for the numbers. Like Dr. Dre said, if you in this thing for money, man, get out. He was like, you doing this for the money? Get out, leave. Don't ever do music again a day in your life.
I don't believe Dre on that one.
I do because only one thing.
Let Detox go.
Yes, yes, but this is where it all this is where it all lines up.
Okay.
You get to a point where you have to start doing it for your own good. Me, I release for therapy. When I put this project out, I didn't realize how much work to actually putting an album out takes. Not the engineering it, not the in the studio part, not even the marketing part. It's the making sure you got the barcodes correct for your album, making sure you have the ISWC so that your music is recognized internationally no matter where it's played. Then you have
I'll
to
put your song when this video is gonna get flagged.
Yes.
I thought about
Yes. But I'll prove it if you need me to. You know what I mean? Like it'll probably send me a notification or YouTube or whatever. You know what I mean? Like I'll just easily prove it. But yes. So you know, it gets to a point where like, yo, those are the things that's important because you didn't know about that before when you go through the process. Like my brother Scoop told me, and he was like, yo, when you put this album out, it's gonna change your life. And I'm like, bro, I don't believe, you know, like I don't believe anything you're saying. But yes, I will still put this album out, you know, like. But then I realized, like, yo, you gotta create a music account, a music users account, I think it's called, just so that you can allow your music to be played in radio stations and on Pandora. Like United Masters sends you an email immediately. We will not play your music unless you go into make an account and accept these. That you have to like accept like 6 or 7 deals. Once you go in, you accept those deals, then your stuff is all good to go. You're all set. You know what I mean? Like, but it's just certain things, little things like that. That's hella important, bro. Like,
what's your favorite song on your album?
People have gotten me into Tunisian Sands lately, but I think my favorite song will always be Inner Mind. For my brother, man. For my brother, you know, Alan Stepney that passed away, man, when I don't think we was like 17, 18, man. Like, you know, I'm grateful, man. Like, you know. Doing the same, you know, like I said in the song, like he was just focused, man, really smart, just being in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and you know, it never changes, like it never changes, man. But you do, But you understand after a while, like certain people that may not be here along the journey that are up there, they're watching you and helping you. You know what I mean? Like there's hella times during this process when I was like, yo, I'm done, man. I'm not about to keep going through this shit. Like nobody's really sharing, nobody's really supporting. You know what I mean? Like you get that, you gonna have that feeling. Yeah, bro. Like it's like
I feel like you got a good support system.
It's when you look at so many other artists that you admire and you see their support system, that's what sometimes it's like, man, I really wish I had that. You know,
can't compare ourselves to others, man, just to who we were yesterday.
See, there it is. There it is. There it is. So that's the lesson in that, you know.
Like that'd be like me getting to bring it back mad at her for saying that about you. You know what I'm saying? Like
okay,
yo,
I see what you mean.
I'm not you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't make the type of music that you make, and I don't mean that.
Yeah, it's just different. Yeah.
Like my shit might not be her flavor.
Right. Or you might have a song on there that surprises her that you didn't expect to surprise her, and you like, yo, that's all I needed. Like that's all. You know what I mean? Like it was so many times during a relationship with me and my ex, I'd be like, yo, why you not sharing my posts? Why you not like, you know what I mean? But then it's like you gotta realize it's not like that. It's just like I don't want to be your only focus. You know what I mean? Like supposed to make someone a part of your world, not the whole thing. And that's what I had to learn. You know, like it's a challenge, man. It's really a challenge as an artist. Like J. Cole said in his one song that I played recently, which is it's an old joint called Crunch Time, and he just the whole time he talking about niggas not down low, people not looking, you know, like, and is this deal with Hov really gonna be what it's gonna be, or am I just gonna be another shelved artist, you know, like, and it's just staying focused, man, like, and a year after that he was able to retire his mom from the post office, like he said, man, just stay patient, boy, your life can change in 1 year, like, and so far it has.
Yo,
it's only been a few months.
I see you pay a lot of attention to the game that other artists are spitting out here in interviews and things that they say that could be inspirational. You know, who would you say like is the most biggest influence that you got?
If I'm gonna say biggest influence, I mean,
like not necessarily musically, but just like on a thought leader that kind of led you on a different path.
Does it matter if it's someone known or like that someone famous or not famous? Does it?
Oh yeah, it don't matter.
I'll give you one for each.
Okay.
And I'll just say he's not famous yet because we're in the same boat. But my brother's School, which is my cousin, yes, my group member as well. But when I say this man is ahead of his time, he's always been ahead of his time. He's always been this way, and it's just like he's so intelligent that some of the things he says, I don't even think he realized what he says. You know, like, and it's a blessing. It's just like, yo, he'll come over and we'll hang out for an hour. He'll give me little bits of information, and I'll just be like Nipsey said, I am not the smartest person on my team. I am not. It may appear that way. It may appear that way. But I was shooting the chirp videos a month ago. And my other brother, Toons, the one that's shooting it, he's like, bro, you gotta put this album out. He's like, I'm not really gonna tell you again about it. I'm not gonna mention it. I'm not gonna say anything else about it. And I understand how you feel, but you gotta realize as an artist, you will put things out after this, and you will put things out before it. And you'll have things out before it. And I'm just like, you know, that was a bit of information. Though I took it with a slight grain of salt, I went home, I looked at what I needed to do, then I started putting the album out. You know what I mean? Like, that was just, it's my brothers that give me that inspiration. Water about to fall.
Oh shit, it fell.
It fell.
Dude, do you have some special water in there?
No, just water.
You got a special cup.
No, it just keeps it cold.
Oh, okay. I thought you had some of that blessed water. Jesus.
Thank you. Nah.
You know, they got some water out here that come from a certain fountain of youth.
Oh, no, I'm good, man. I just had a Fiji yesterday. That was great. But, and as far as people famous, I say maybe Chance. Chances has done the grassroots way. Even though people complain, he had investors. Yeah, but he also had a great manager that brought those investors. You know what I mean? Like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's independent, but he has investors. Nice. People that believe.
Nice, man.
I mean, like, do you believe I can make your investment turn into, you know, take your $2,000 and turn it into $5,000? I told my brother, you give me I think it's $2,000, and you promote on Spotify. That $2,000 turns into $4,000. It's like literally an eventual flip. You take $1,000, it turns into, I think, like $2,500, like $2,000. It's an even investment most of the time, you know, like. And
you do a business plan for this album?
I did. I actually have one, and an alert goes off my phone every day to read it. And it's been like that since I made it for a year ago. And it's just something I look at all the time because there's so much information in it. Mm-hmm. But you can't my business plan includes a $5,000 budget.
Well, give me the elevator pitch.
Elevator pitch is, this is my debut album. It's not just an album. It's a piece of information to take with you on your daily, you know, drives or your daily routines that'll actually help heal you in many places. I mean, whether it's your mind, your body, or spiritual, you know. And it's something that not a lot of artists are providing. It's not just music, man. It's a painting.
It seemed like there was a lot of wisdom packed in this album. You know, I've been listening to you for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you talk about a wide range of things.
Yes, sir.
But this thing was a lot more jazzy, a lot more soulful and spiritual.
Yeah.
You know, to me, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you.
Wow.
I wasn't.
Wow. That's interesting. I wonder, like, you thought it was just gonna be more like all boom bap, or like, what did you think?
I thought it was gonna be bouncy. I thought you was gonna. I didn't think it was gonna be like personal at all.
Oh, like more trying to appease, more so. Keep it modern, more modern.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did have a few records. You know, I had a few. There was, you know, it was around the time of making Oh Lord.
How long did it take you to work on that?
Completely. Been in a 7-year relationship, so.
God damn.
Yeah, me and her been together for 7 years. But probably like 8.5 years. I probably worked on this project.
What's the oldest song on there?
The only song that's on there still from the beginning is Oh Lord. So the oldest song is definitely.
I was down the street
Oh Lord
for that.
Yeah, Oh Lord that was the first. That was it, man. That was really the first, you know.
Yeah.
And it started with, you know, 60, 70 songs. Yeah, and none of the songs it started with are on there now.
I keep telling people about your 90s SoundCloud playlist.
Man, I had to, but I had to take it down, man. It was clouding up I couldn't organize it the way so it could look clean. Like it was just so many songs that it wasn't really working, you know.
You get any complaints?
No complaints, but it's just.
People like, yo, you took my song down.
Nobody said anything, but you see it as an artist that people drop off as your listeners. Like I can see my top listeners for the month, for the year, you know what I mean, like broken down. And and it's just like, you know, it is what it is.
You know, some might say you cheating the system.
Why? Because I didn't put out a longer project?
No. Your volume, if you put out 90 songs, your stats are going to be a little skewed because you're getting more.
No,
listens.
It was only skewed for 1 month that I did that. It was only skewed for that 1 month that I did that. And that's why I didn't want to do it. I'm like, I don't want to do this for a temporary boost. Because the thing is, out of 90 songs, it was a lot of those that still never got played because people couldn't even get to them.
Gotcha. Are those the ones you took down first?
I took everything down first.
Oh,
because it was all in one playlist.
Why didn't you take down the least popular songs?
I don't know, because I feel like I'll be slighting somebody that might have wanted a chance to actually listen to that, and it's just like, I'm not gonna play unbiased to it, you know what I mean? Like, because that time could go on later and somebody might actually still play it, you know what I mean? Like,
it takes a lot of confidence to do that. I don't know if I could do that, just empty the hard drive.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't even get through all 90 of your songs. Dude, that's a lot.
See?
90 fucking songs is a lot, man.
And a lot of it was unfinished work. A lot of it was just like, if a label was to look at my SoundCloud, how convenient and easy is it to navigate?
must be a proud moment for you having your album out. How's the buzz? I haven't like looked into it for the day.
I haven't
I'm
either.
with you now.
I haven't either. I haven't really looked, bro. Like, to be honest, like, I tried not to, man. We used to do that all the time when we put out songs. Just not look. Don't look until, like, the next day. So I probably want to look at it all today. But I've gotten a lot of people that show love.
Man, we should have went live. But I feel like my phone would have rang. Because I was off in the middle of the live.
Good point.
You know, that was the idea. Like, I was sitting at the pool and I was thinking, like, yo, that'd be cool. Like, if we did a pop-up shop and went live on the day your album came out.
Yeah, man. And that still can happen later on, or that can still happen for the EP, or, you know what I mean? Like,
can you send me another record besides a 5? I'm asking you on camera. I played that joint for my lady and she was like, nah.
nah, it wasn't really, okay.
Your number one fan. She was like, nah, don't do that one.
Do I have any? Oh, yeah, I got some, okay. I got some stuff in the tank. I got some stuff in the tank. Yeah. I'll just send you more beats. Because the thing is, I have verses that, like, some of those stuff, like, I rapped on Instagram. Like, I like it to that beat. But then, like, I laid it on another beat last night. And I was like, oh, yeah, it sounds way better. Like, so I'll send you that.
Hey, you had some lines in there, man. Who what are you talking about? Would you share that with us?
Women saying name, people saying name on the album, so it's, you know, so it's fuck a person. I mean, yeah, so, you know, and then women saying you ain't famous, so it's also F you as well. There's a couple people, I won't state names, but there's a couple people that I thought, you know, like I had to go back and, one person I had to hear from somebody else that they didn't want to pre-order or pay anything for my album because they not on it. Whether it was a joke or not, they never clarified if it was a joke or not, you know.
Well, somebody really said that?
Yeah, man, it'd be the closest ones to you sometimes, but...
Oh, yeah, the higher you get, the
yeah, exactly. But, and then there's another person that I would have thought that told me that they was going, as soon as they seen me designing the shirts in person, in my face, and was like, bro, I'm getting you mine next Friday. They didn't never pre-order it, and never hit me up, never said anything. Seen all my posts, keep sharing my posts, doing all of that, but not saying anything. You could say just something like, hey, man, I'll get it in a few weeks, or say anything to me. Just communication is key when you say you believe in someone, because that person, you know, trusts your opinions. That person believes in some of the things that you do. But then as time goes on, you start realizing that you and that person have two completely different life paths, and they don't do the things you do, and vice versa. Like you say, you can't compare yourself to someone. And it's just like that. That's just that. And but in the women's sense is, you know, certain joints that I wanted back in the day wasn't saying nothing to me, but now you swiping me on Tinder and you do music too. I mean, like,
come on, Kane, man. Stop. Let's pause you right there, man. Why the fuck you on Tinder, man?
Listen, bro. It's a funny thing, bro. I do it. I download it, delete it, download it. It's funny as hell to me. I do it. You know, it's a funnier thing to me to do than anything.
Rappers should not be on no goddamn Tinder, man.
Bro, it's you know, like
famous.
Yeah, nah, but nah.
You are famous. You can't be on Tinder, man.
But then you'll see other artists that's on there too, and it's just like, oh, that's cool.
Nah.
The thing is, I don't hate it because, ask me how I met my ex.
How did you meet your ex?
We went to a summer college, right? We had to, listen. We had to go to summer college early, so that meant going to college like 3 or 4 months early just to go to the summer class thing. And it was fun as hell. She was there the whole time. I paid no attention. I was there for 5 months, and I still never noticed her. It took after freshman year, I seen her posting interesting quotes, like dope quotes on Facebook. I seen that, I'm like, yo, where's she getting these from? She's not even tagging like where they coming from, but these joints are fire. I messaged her, hey, love your quotes. I don't know where they're from, but they're fire, basically. And I'd love to get up and cook you dinner. 7 years later.
How was the dinner?
I never made that. I actually never made her. I actually never made her dinner that week. She made me dinner that week, or the week after, and I eventually did. Though I did an amazing Valentine's Day dinner, and she I forgot that Mark Anthony. She's a huge Mark Anthony fan, and I got her an autographed Mark Anthony picture, like a personal autograph. You know what I mean? Like cooked great. I redeemed myself, but I just use it to my advantage. That's why I don't deem some of these things bad, because it's like, it ain't necessarily bad. Tinder's not necessarily horrible, but there's bad things on there. It's I view it as another social network.
Where you link with people to fuck?
No, not necessarily that. Because I don't go on, my thing doesn't go on there and say, looking for hookups. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my thing. My thing is, this is who I am. I'm an entrepreneur. You know, if you're interested in what I'm doing, hit me up. You know, type shit. Versus, yeah, I want to be in a relationship with you, girl. Like, nah, we might just get up and you know, have a drink and just talk about music or whatever. It may not even be a relationship, but the thing is, if you don't initiate, if you don't leave yourself out there to be vulnerable, people would never know who you are.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know? But when I find myself getting too caught up or trying to, like, do too much, and I delete it, man. Because I know it's just like, you know, I was doing it for the fun, but now it's just like, it becomes a thing where it's just like, you searching and searching. When God will, when the right woman is supposed to be in your life, God will present her to you. You know? And that's my belief.
Hey, you mentioned being an entrepreneur, man, and that leads me to a question about you and Gary Vee, man. I seen y'all talking, man. What's going on with that? You working out something with
Yo!
Come on, man. I'll be watching, man. Talking to Gary Vee out here, man. What's going on? Who does that?
Yo, listen, bro. I love my city. I'm not the hugest Buffalo Bill fan, but he's the hugest Jets fan. In fact, that I think he's almost damn near close to getting some ownership, if not already, in the Jets, because that was always his one of his major dreams. But for us to beat the Jets, period, I didn't think the Bills were actually going to win that game. I'm like flipping back in between the Eagles game because I'm an Eagles fan, and I'm watching the Eagles game and I'm watching the Bills, and they're both doing bad at the same time. And then I look and the Bills are killing it. And I'm just like, oh, I'll stay on this game. And then Gary Vee tweets. And then they lose the game. And I reply like, you know what? I don't know how to automatically really get his attention, but I'm going to heat him up a little bit. And I'm going to say something that's going to rile him up. You know what I mean? And then he responded. And then he's like, oh, don't get it twisted. They should have won that game by 30. Yeah, granted. But Sam Darnold is just as young as Josh Allen is. So, like, what are you saying? Like, that you have such an amazing more team than the Bills? No, we're probably pretty equal. That's why that score was like that. You know what I mean? Like, we'll probably play the Patriots and get blown out. So.
We got Giants coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, Giants, that's an easy win. As long as they don't let Barkley go off.
So it's just football talk. With,
it's just really just football talk. I mean, I you know, when I see something that could apply to me, or if I can bless you. If I can initiate conversation off of something that may be interesting, I'm going to speak out on it. I'm going to say something, whether they respond or not, you know. And lately people have been responding, so. Like, I just recently seen the Shannon Sharp thing, man. That shit is bull, man.
What happened with Shannon Sharp?
You ain't hear about that?
Oh,
Lee?
man.
Nah.
Even Mr. West.
I didn't hear about Malik Yoba. I didn't hear about Shannon Sharp.
He was dogging. He said, "Don't know, ain't no famous rappers. He come out of Buffalo."
Shannon Sharp?
Yeah, man.
Without gold, remain dreams, just dreams, and ultimately